That's kind of nice. It's like,
Be nice. You know what?
People from Staten Island.
On that note, we're gonna go. It was good seeing you guys, but we gotta go shopping. Later. Good to see you, babe.
Good to see you again.
Yes. Sorry, babe. So the way you accosted her, though, girl.
Yo, what time that party start, man? Yo, Ben start. We should hail a cab and get up there. All right. Seriously? Yo, bro, I got this, man. What you doing? Where you going?
Hello, I'm your wife friend. How can I help you?
I need a cab.
No one's stopping?
What you think?
I got you. Where are you?
Fulton and South Elliott.
Got it. Done.
Got you, my black people.
Is that what you just called? Yeah, it's like whenever you like stuff. Why?
Hey, fellas, I see you need a cab.
What the hell? Hey, style, white friend.
My people.
Yeah, look at Brian. Oh, wow. Dial a white friend. Brian, can I be your dial a white friend, dude?
Listen, it takes a network. Use that privilege for good.
Yes.
That's a public service ad.
Gosh, I love it. American Candy is here. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that making people laugh has got to be among the very toughest professions, right up there with fishing for king crab and that other TV show. I don't really know what that means. I'm just reading. So I want to recommend our next three guests for their skill and fearlessness. We commend you guys.
The name of their team is American Candy, but we know the sweetness is just a cover for walking the edge of cheeky humor. And they're based right here in Brooklyn. So enough of the introductions. Let's really get to know Hollie Harper, the creator and executive producer. Welcome back to BK Live.
Thank
this is all
you.
very familiar.
Good to see you, Hollie. You're the best.
To have you
I
back.
am the best.
More of that to come. Stephanie Bok is a producer, director, and writer. Nice to have you here.
I'm the second best. Well, maybe the third best.
No. First among equals. And Megan O'Leary does all that, plus she performs.
Yes.
And by the way, they'll be right here on our stoop doing just that next Tuesday. Mark your calendars for some American Candy right out there.
Yeah, come to BRIC House and see it. Thank you guys for being here, American Candy. We really appreciate it.
Having us.
Thank you.
Hollie, it's always nice to see you. I want to know what goes into putting together these shows.
A lot of blood, sweat, and scotch, basically. Emphasis on the scotch. No, but it's just a lot of teamwork. Like, we work really hard to, one, actually curate what the theme is and what goes into it, working with the actors. It starts with the writers. And it's about a 3.5-week process, basically, from start to finish. From the time of rehearsals to the time the end of the show, that's about 3.5 weeks. But the whole process of putting a show together really is about 2.5, 3 months.
That's good, and it's awesome that it's going to be here at BRIC House on the stoop.
We're very excited.
Yeah, heck yeah. Megan, different sort of question.
Yes.
Who do you find funny? Like, who do you guys all emulate and kind of get behind thinking that they're funny?
We always sort of said it was kind of the love child of Carol Burnett and In Living Color.
I love Carol Burnett.
Yes.
But yeah, so I mean, I think, we have all basically diehard Living Color, but then now Key and Peele, all the modern stuff coming out now too is great.
Comedy's gotten a lot more expansive, and I feel like, one thing that sets us apart is that we are grown-ups. you know? And I feel like, I mean, I love
Most
all
of the time.
Most of the time, except when we just being just completely ratchet and crazy. But you know, like we're not people trying to pretend to be like 22 years old, because I was 22 and it wasn't that awesome.
Isn't that funny?
I mean, I had good skin, but that was about it. You know, no credit, nothing else.
Well, Stephanie, people who are used to like those comedy references, they get the Carol Burnett, if you're of a certain age, maybe, and then they get the other end of the spectrum, like the Living Color thing. But unlike a lot of TV comedy sketch people, you guys know when to end a skit. It doesn't like sort of
Thank you.
limp to when it's like, that would have been funny if 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So what is that process like of like going in there and cutting and honing?
Oh my God, yeah, we have to be pretty cutthroat. There's so many times when you've written something that's hilarious, but it just doesn't work for that sketch, and you want to be so precious about keeping your words, but you can't. You have to let it go for the good of the show, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, we keep the sketches very short because there's a short attention span out there these days, and just really just keeping to the point of the funny. Like anything that's not going to be funny or is going to slow it down, it has to go.
It has to go.
That's
and
the
it's
best
sad.
part, because there's so many times you go and it's like, look what I can do, and it's like, okay, I get that, but that has nothing to do with this skit or what.
It's not about you, it's about the show.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I know oftentimes, like, when I want to write a sketch, I hear a line, I hear something funny in my head, and then by the time the sketch is done, that's out. That's not even there anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dang, the thing that was the emphasis is gone.
But at least it drove the sketch forward. It got you there,
Exactly.
you know?
Like, you're the goose, these are eggs. You gotta remember. Like,
How many people make up American Candy, like, when you guys get together and create these shows?
well, when we have our particular show, it's between like 10 and 15 actors, and then about between 4 and 6 writers. But all in all, there's
like
about 30
or
people.
some odd that we kind of
Between 30 and 35
Sort of a
people.
roster that comes through, like comes and goes, you know. We have people who are part of the American Candy family who might not be in that particular show,
Gotcha.
but they might be in the next show, or maybe they'll be back in a year, but they're just part of our family. You know,
Yes.
you never really leave the family.
Never really let go.
Can I ask the hard-hitting question now?
Oh boy.
Can women be funny?
I don't know.
Because they're like listening to you talk about the people who sort of flow in and out and the core members. One of the best things about American Candy to me is how diverse it is. It looks like the way that we live, and you don't have to do a search to bring in a black woman's voice. So we're gonna be looking for these people. It seems very organic, and people are just people and funny. It's not, I never feel when I'm watching you guys that it's like, oh, here's the black girl thing, or here's the white
Because
woman
I hate
speaking.
that. Like, I really do. Because it takes, then they just become the black person or the Asian person. And it's not about really who they are and what they're bringing in. And I mean, there have been times where I've been like, oh, come on, man, we have to get some Indians, some Arabs up in here. Like, we have to, let's keep
So is that
pushing
a
it,
thing?
you know?
You guys aim for diversity, or is it
Yes.
it's work to make it not work?
It is. Like, I have to admit, when we do the ask for the show, like when we ask, you know, certain actors being in the show, there's got to be some kind of balance.
Gotcha.
Like, there really does. And I'll be straight up, I'm always biased. There's always about 2/3 women, 1/3 men. And that's not going to change. Just because, one, I just think women are hilarious. I grew up with like the crazy, like I think my sisters are way funnier than I am.
Maybe your daughter, too?
She's pretty funny.
She's been in some sketches.
She enjoys
She's
the
been
limelight.
in several sketches, and it's really funny because she's got a different sense of humor than mine. And as a woman, sometimes you're like, oh, she's funny. You know, because you're like that little. Oh, she was good. All right.
But do people ever seriously ask you guys about women being funny? Is that still a question?
Not
or
after
am I-
they've seen our show.
Not after.
Yeah.
There's no question at that point. I mean, you're going to be here on the stoop, you know, doing the show. Is there music involved? How do you arrive
Oh
at the
gosh,
music?
this is like our bangers. Like these are like
this
our
is
bangers.
mainly music and yeah.
All
Yeah,
no
it's-
filler this Tuesday.
Yes, it's about 80% sketch, 80% songs.
Okay.
And then 20% sketches. And I mean, the one thing that we love about the songs is they're from many different musical genres. Like we have like a 70s funk, we have like an 80s power ballad, we have 80s hip hop, we have 90s R&B, and then we have a new song that's kind of like a Baptist kind of like church beat.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's really good.
I think too. I mean, the new song is a little political, and we've got like really heartfelt songs. We've got a song about Trayvon. We've got songs about taking a dump and street meat. So this is kind of like a big diversity of topic as well.
I want to know.
Proving you can find humor in everything.
It's very classy.
Stephanie,
Very classy.
what
show.
was the last thing that didn't rise to the level? What was something where you were just like, we are not doing this? The thing
There was
that
a
just-
wine we had
The lead
one
balloon.
time. There was a wine one time. I was like, I will never drink that wine after
I
the show.
had a song that got
wine is
cut from
out.
a show just because we didn't really have enough time to get it to where it needed to be.
Yeah.
So we've cut things that, I mean, they might come back after being reworked, but we know if it's not working and we're not ready to put it on stage. So there was something maybe like 3 shows ago that I was like, oh, but I put so much work into that. But I was like, yeah, it needs to go.
And you know what? I call that underdeveloped. Like, I don't see them as a fail. I see it's like, no, there is some good stuff there. It just needs more development. Like, we brought back a song this past show that we did 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was like a C+ at the show. And I was like, no, we doing this song. And I just went through. I went through and I was like, girl, let's just get this right. Like, and it came off really well, but it was underdeveloped before.
Does the room matter? Like if like you're here at BRIC and you're taking over the stoop and you guys travel and stuff, do different parts of the country or different audiences respond to the different thing? In this, you know, we're so polarized in our political environment. Like a Brooklyn audience might get something or not get something. I don't
We
know.
haven't had like complete opposition yet, but there were a few years ago we did some senior homes, and I had to be like, all right now, maybe we don't do You're a Whore. Maybe we don't do that song.
People are dirty.
But then one time I forgot, and we brought it back in. People were like, all right now.
Oh my God.
I was like, oh, and I had to remind myself, they're not innocent, they're just older. Like, they've seen it all.
Listen, ain't nothing
See
new.
more than us.
They've
Yeah.
seen more than us, definitely.
American candy that can kill anywhere, including a old folks home, as you put it. And they're going to be here on the stoop this Tuesday. We're really excited to have you here, American Candy. Thank you guys very much. What's the web presence? Do you want to plug a website or anything?
Yes, it's theamericancandy.com. But if you really want to check us out, you should check us out on Instagram.
Yeah.
Give us the Instagram.
At American Candy NY.
On the gram. Well,
And rewatch
Yeah.
that Dial a White Friend.
Yeah, we have a YouTube channel as well, so look us up on YouTube. We have a number of videos.
What was the impetus behind the Dial a White Friend thing? As a white person, I'm curious.
Well, I wrote
as a
this
black
with Frank. I wrote Dial a White. Well, Frank brought the idea for Dial a White Friend to me, and I was just like, you need to have different types. You need to have a network of white people. It's not just, you know what I mean? Like, you need to have the different types.
your resume friend.
Word, like, and I was like, we could expand this because you need, you different white people in your life.
I'm writing this down.
No, I'm just saying, like, if we're going to be allies and we're going to roll together like we should, then we need to get together and see who we are. You know what I mean? And come in handy when it comes in handy.
And it goes both ways.
It does. It goes both ways.
Thank you, Eminem, Azalea, Iggy, all of those people. It goes both ways. All the
Thank you.
Kardashians, we saw them earlier.
Oh, yes. American Candy, thank you guys for
Thanks.
being here, and thank you for doing the show this Tuesday. We're really looking
Can't
forward
wait.
to it at
Thank
BRIC
you.
House.